child, completely out of the blue, was astounding, absolutely astounding.
In 1992, Professor Southall moved to North Staffordshire Hospital. By 1999, so many concerns had been raised about aspects of his work, the government ordered an inquiry. It made recommendations in 2000 that new guidelines should be drawn up for managing Munchausen's by proxy cases. UK guidance was published in 2002, but there's been an unexpected development. The mother in our story has been in discussions with her Assembly member for several years.
He's been fairly good. Even the former MP we had was very good. But the problem is we've had problems with the local authority, denying these cases and saying that the family's mentally ill and dangerous.
The Welsh Assembly Minister for Social Services, Gwenda Thomas, wrote to the mother's Assembly member saying,
"Separate Welsh guidance has been prepared to reflect the different circumstances that exist in Wales, and I hope to publish that guidance by the end of October."
I had a booklet from my AM about the guidance on fabricated illness and Munchausen from the National Assembly of Wales, and it was already published at the end of September.
We asked the Welsh Assembly for a copy. The day after we were given a copy, it appeared on the Assembly website. We could find no evidence that there'd been any consultation with professionals or members of the public, including the parents we knew had been wrongly accused and wanted to have their views heard.
Because Wales has powers of devolution, I would have hoped that people in Wales would have been heard by the legislature and by their policymakers. So I'm hearing from people in Wales that they're concerned that the FII guidance, the fabricated and induced guidance that has gone into Wales has just gone in as an English import, that it hasn't gone through vetting, it hasn't gone through a consultation process. And when you look at the two pieces of guidance, they are virtually identical.
Gwenda Thomas declined to be interviewed. A Welsh Assembly spokesperson told us,
"The guidance issued this year did not require a consultation phase, as they were an update of previously issued guidance. It is usual for England and Wales guidance on child protection to be the same in substance, given the common legislative base and the need for common process across devolved and non-devolved areas."
But not every Welsh politician is happy with the situation. Jonathan Morgan chairs the Health Committee, which can initiate inquiries into the way the Assembly government runs health and social services and can recommend changes.
This National Assembly government should be ensuring that those people in Wales who have an interest in fabricated or induced illnesses amongst children should ensure that, of course, that those individuals are consulted on any new guidance. And whilst I accept there's been a review in England which has led to new guidance, we shouldn't just transplant guidance from England to Wales.
Assembly member Nerys Evans has dealt with families facing allegations of Munchausen's by proxy.
The whole basis of the syndrome is questionable, and if we're issuing guidance as an Assembly government, if the Assembly government is issuing guidance in somewhat secrecy with no consultation or very limited consultation, it brings question marks on the whole process. We need to be opening it up and having the debate.
She's now in discussion with other Assembly members to see what their views are on the lack of consultation.
If it is apparent that there's no consultation on these guidance, I'll be asking the Deputy Minister for an urgent meeting to look into this issue. We had a golden opportunity here to look at the guidance, especially tailor-made for Wales, looking at the expertise we already have in Wales on this field, and it's a golden opportunity that's been missed.
In general, it's a view shared by the Chairman of the Health Committee, Jonathan Morgan.
If one of the members of that committee were to ask me as Chair to ensure that we scrutinise that guidance and that we asked for a paper from the Minister to explain why the guidance was issued, what level of consultation there had been, assuming that there might have been, but of course we don't think there has been, to allow the Assembly the opportunity to scrutinise that guidance, then I would be more than happy to consider any such request.
The mother whose battle revealed the existence of the new guidance says she will not stop until there's been a full inquiry into the way she and others in Wales have been accused.
Judges, solicitors and all the health professionals should get together and start telling social services no to these cases. It's got to be done. It's got to be stopped. Families are being tortured and going through hell.
We'll be back after the break. See you then. Welcome back. Wales's